What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of our gospel series. Today, again, we are in a new location. It is so hard to find a consistent spot to film. So today we're actually reading out of this version because, I always have my notes in here, but I'm using the other one to hold my phone up because there was no other way around it, okay? So that's just how it's gonna go. But today we are reading Matthew Chapter 2. Okay, so quick recap. We just read in Matthew Chapter 1 about the genealogy of Jesus Christ, and then we learned about the visiting of, oh no, that's this chapter, shoot. We just learned about the genealogy and then I think his birth. Yeah, just his birth. And now we're gonna start Chapter 2. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose, and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They told him, In Bethlehem of Judea. So it was written by the prophet. And you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, are by no means least among rulers of Judah. Oh shoot, Judah. The first time I said Judea, it was Judah in this thing. Let me restart that. This is what the prophet said. And you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. Okay, so little context here. Herod is the king, and he is very, very, very power hungry, okay? He murdered many, many people, including his family, to gain power. So he will not stop at anything to gain power, to keep his power. And when he hears of this new king that is born, of course he gets angered. But why do, it says, and all of Jerusalem, all the Jewish people as well. Yeah, all Jerusalem with him, because they really liked him. They wanted him as his king. He built, here I wrote it down here because I didn't remember my thing. He actually, he renovated the big temple, in such a magnificent way, and the Jews really loved him. And they were also threatened by this potential change. They were fearful. They didn't want things to change because they liked them as their ruler. Then Herod summoned the wise men secretly and ascertained from them what time the star had appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, that I may come and worship him. After listening to the king, they went on their way, and behold, the star that they had seen when it rose before them until it came rest over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly with great joy. And going into the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed to their own country by another way. These 3 gifts, they're not just random gifts, okay? They were significant, and they had significance to what he was going to do in his life. The gold represents royalty because he is the king, okay? Obviously not of this world, of another. Frankincense is to represent deity, which is like a supreme being, supernatural being, a supreme being. Obviously he is above us all. And then myrrh. That is a spice used to anoint people's bodies for burial. So it's kind of a representation, or it's going to symbolize what his life is going to be. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, they did not return to Herod because they were warned of his evil doings in a dream. So this is God protecting them, and he does it again in this chapter, I believe. Yeah, later on. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, Rise, take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him. Again, another warning. And he rose and took the child and his mother by night and departed to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet, Out of Egypt I called my son. Again, we're referencing the Old Testament, as it was prophesied, and it's coming true in the Gospels. Okay. Then this part is really, really sad. It's really, really sad. But again, another prophecy. Like this chapter is a lot about prophecies and warnings from the angels, and obviously the prophecies wasn't from the angels. Well, no, it wasn't. But I feel like that's the main central theme. Then Herod, when he saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, became furious, and he sent and killed all the male children in Bethlehem and all that reigned who were 2 years old or young or under, according to the time that he had ascertained from the wise men, and he was filled what was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and loud lamentation. Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be comforted because they are no more. So sad. But when Herod died, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Rise, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel. For those who sought the child's life are dead. And he rose and took the child with his mother and went to the land of Israel. When he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. And being warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee, and he went and lived in the city of Nazareth. So that was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene. And that is all. That is Matthew Chapter 2. Stay tuned for tomorrow, where we're going to read Chapter 3 about John the Baptist. And I love you guys so much, and see you tomorrow.